Hello, welcome to Toffee TV. Joined by Harry in the studio. Everton had their second test event to play Bolton Wanderers B in a game just to get crowd in there. There was more than 25,000 Evertonians were in to the Everton new stadium. Harry was one of them. Season ticket holder, Goodison Park.
Yeah.
Your first opportunity to see the new stadium, go in there, and how was it for you? What was it like? What was your experience like?
So it was brilliant just seeing the stadium, obviously what it looks like. It was amazing. And then obviously the atmosphere wasn't there because of it being the under 21s, but I think it was great just to be able to see like what a match day experience would be like and like have the fan zone and stuff. So yeah, I think it was very like important just because the club needs to have done it, obviously, to get the licenses to be able to fill the stadium, and then it was just great for the fans to just have the day out as well. What
were your first sort of impressions? Because what I haven't been in yet, so what everyone says is it's one thing, and I have been outside of it, so I know that it is huge, but seeing it, like you've obviously been watching the drone videos and you've seen all of the, probably Ped's last one when he went in and things like that. Was it much bigger? Was it much different than what you've seen? And because you can't really get a feel for it, can you, unless you've,
I think,
gone to it.
The pictures don't really do it justice. Like that south stand is absolutely huge. It's really steep. Yeah. But there's obviously, because it's still early, there's still a few months to go for the season, so they've got like the concrete wall and stuff that does need to be like redone. Well, not redone, but obviously painted over.
Evertonized, maybe.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Lango Rourke were only paid to actually build the stadium, not to make it like a home yet. The Freakins are going to come in and do that. Yeah.
I think what are the big differences you pick? It is difficult. It was a test event. It was a sterile atmosphere, of course, because people are there just getting a look around as you were. But what were the sort of big differences you think between? Because you're in the upper Bullens like me, aren't you? As a season ticket holder. So what were the sort of big standout differences for you between just the two stadiums, first and foremost? Because obviously we've had Goodison since 1892, and this is obviously your first opportunity in the new place. So what stood out for you?
Well, I'd say we all love Goodison because of like the classic, like of it being our home and like the feeling of it. But the new one is like the Concourse is absolutely massive. Right. So it obviously gives people more room, it's more efficient.
I'll be honest, quicker. This studio's massive compared to the Concourse.
That's true. Yeah. The Concourse is great at the new stadium, the fans can get around a lot easier. And then like the food that's on offer as well is still limited because it's only like a tester menu, but it's better than just a pie at Goodison Park or something.
Sausage roll, that's 8,000 degrees hot. Yeah. What about inside it? What was it like walking up those steps for the first time? And
it was incredible.
Seeing the pitch.
Yeah. Obviously, I was in the east, like the front row, so the away end in front of me was obviously empty, but it was just great to see the whole stadium just there. Like, I'd say, even though there was 25,000 people in it, it still looked empty. That's how big it's going to be. Yeah. And with 53,000 people in it, obviously it should be more, but the atmosphere should be great.
Is it? Everyone talks about the steepness of it as well, and obviously that was one of the things that Dan Meese was talking about when it was about designing it, how he wanted to sort of get that feeling of Goodison on top of the pitch into this new stadium. He seems to have done that with the steepness of the stands. I mean, how did you find that?
Well, I was on the front row, so obviously I didn't have to climb any of the stairs or anything, but for the people at the back, that would have been a difficult journey to the top. Yeah. But I'd say the steepness is really good at making an atmosphere just because you are like on top of the pitch and it can kind of carry over the Goodison like feeling. Yeah. So the atmosphere should be great.
Because that's going to be massive, isn't it? It's going to be massive for us because obviously Goodison Park is... We know that's it's key for us to have got many wins over the years from that atmosphere, and a lot of stadiums you see where teams have moved, not able to carry that atmosphere through to their new ground. Things are like, I know it's not a football stadium, but you think of like West Ham, where the pitch is just miles away from it, and that was one of the things that Dan Meese wanted to do. Wanted to make sure it felt small inside, as in small and right on top of it. No, that's what John Blaine said. And a lot of other people have said it's huge outside, but when you get into that stadium, it does feel intimidating. It does feel like it is on top of the pitch. You think Dan Meese has achieved what he sort of set out to do?
Yeah, I'd say he has, definitely, because it's just with, like you said, West Ham and other stadiums as well across the country that are like new, it's just they don't have the same feeling, but it gives me it's like a Bundesliga stadium kind of.
Yeah.
It's just that type of like style, and it's going to be hopefully create a hostile environment just for the opposition teams and create a bounce in place.
That's what we need, isn't it? Because I think that is a lot of people's worry about leaving Goodison, is that over the years it's been key, certainly these last few years when we've been up against it in the Premier League, is that Goodison's dragged us over the line, and we obviously need that when we move to the new place. Just on to Goodison. You know, you've been a season ticket holder you're only a young man. You've been a season ticket holder for 9 years now. I mean, what are you going to miss about Goodison Park? And, you know, because you and your dad come up and you've got a long journey to get up to Goodison. So what are you going to miss about when we leave it?
Well, it's just the history of Goodison. Like, it's literally all that Everton fans know, really. Like, it's rich of what we've won and stuff. Obviously not been recently, but it's still like you said, the atmosphere feeling like you're on top of the pitch and like a classic English stadium. So we'll miss that, but the new stadium, if we can carry across the atmosphere, we've already seen how great it looks. So it can only be better, and the money that is going to help, it's necessary now to move.
You were saying your season ticket's quite close to the away fans, so your new season ticket is in the south, lower south, so you're getting away from...
I've escaped the away fans.
You're going to be at the opposite end.
Yeah, that was definitely important in me making my decision where we wanted to go. We were a bit sick of them over the last couple of years, but it was always fun just like giving it back and forth, but it's probably time to go away from them now.
Move away, It isn't a great place to be, is it, next to
not when we're
fans?
losing.
No. When they score a goal and all that. When you look at Everton, obviously where they are now, we've needed this stadium, haven't we? We've needed this to create income and everything else. But from afar, looking at the stadium and listening to everything around it, and listening to people's fears and transport, you know, what was your journey like to the stadium? How did you get to the stadium?
Well, we walked from the city centre, so it took about half an hour, 25 minutes maybe. So it was actually not that busy on the way there, but we did go a bit early. It was about 12, so 2 hours before kick-off. But on the way out, it was quite busy, and then they had like the... I thought it was organised quite well, how they like marshalled people through, so it wasn't too busy, because obviously on that bridge it would have been really cramped if everyone had just 25,000 people going through.
Trying to get over it.
But they've got months now to sort it out, and like you were saying earlier, people are going to staggered times coming out of the ground. Well, that's what they want. They want people to spend money in the stadium, so it will be less busy, hopefully.
I suppose it wasn't sort of a normal match day, as in, yes, there was obviously a lot less people there, but it wasn't a normal match day in the fact that you had to leave on that 65th minute when the evacuation became, as part of, obviously important for Everton to get their safety certificate and stuff, you needed to do it. So everyone leaving that area, that bit of the ground at the same time. Yes, lots will still leave. People do stagger it, but probably not by much. But if Everton, and the plan is for the sections to remain open after the final whistle, people will have time to have a drink and maybe stagger that, go different routes. But you were saying they had the stop and go signs, and I believe there was a tennis umpire there as well.
Was. On his massive seat, He had like a what's it called?
A megaphone.
A megaphone as well.
Did you? Obviously, you'd read a lot about it. An aspiring journalist, by the way, just bringing you up to speed. You'd obviously read a lot about the Last Testament, and then some of the concerns that were around the last one. And I know you didn't go to Sandhills and get the train. I understand that. But from your perspective, having read all that stuff and then coming in and seeing it yourself, were you impressed by like the stewards, the information, and was it an easy enough transition to walk from town and get to the ground and get in quite easily? And was there enough turnstiles and everything else? Just your very first impressions of going to Everton's new stadium?
I'd say for people walking from the city centre, it is quite straightforward.
Right, yeah.
It didn't take long, it was quite easy, but they need to do something about the Sandhills station.
Yeah.
It being an island station as well, it's obviously could be a hazard if there's too many people on the platform.
But for you, what you experienced though, was it quite easy?
For me, it was easy enough.
Well organised around the ground.
There was obviously everyone they got to the first turnstile and wanted to go through that one. So there was further ones down that were less busy. But people, that'll come when we've settled in and people become natural to going. So yeah, I thought it was straightforward enough. Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously hugely exciting, and everyone, and we all have to remember this, that these test events are simply being carried out as just to get rid of any teething problems, aren't they? Does everything work? Can we get a certain amount of people in and out the ground easily? Yes, we can. Obviously, the evacuation thing, yes, they can. They get 20-odd thousand out quickly. It seemed like they could and on time. Have we got enough people there giving information out? But you're absolutely right. It's only going to really come the minute it becomes our home and we're going every week, and you're talking about turnstiles, and that came up on one of our shows as well, as that a lot of people went in the first turnstile they came to when there was others that were less populated. So the more people get used to that and I'm actually sitting at the other end, so I don't need to go on this first one, I'll walk down. All little things like that we'll just get used to, won't we, as well as all the habits and everything as we go forward. What was your impression of the fan plaza? Because obviously when you've got the wall, you look at it and go, oh, yeah, it looks quite big, but what was it like actually being inside the wall?
I thought it was great having the fan plaza, because compare it to the fan zone at Goodison, it's much bigger. The one at Goodison's not fit for purpose anymore, really. So it's a lot better, and obviously it'll get more people spending money in that wall, and obviously that's only a benefit for the club. If you're getting more people spending in like the bars and stuff in the actual plaza, then the money's going to the club, and that's going to help benefit.
Definitely. You can't walk right now on the ground yet, can you?
No,
that'll be interesting.
On the north stand, that one was still shut off on the side. I'm not sure if it's because they haven't finished it yet, but also on like the Everton Way, they're still closed off that.
The stones there, aren't they? So overall, Everton won as well. Everton won the game. It was the first goal scored, first open play goal rather. I know we scored a penalty in the last one, didn't we? But it was the first goal scored. In open play by Kingsford Boyaki. It was a good header, good set up from
good ball
Roman
from
Dixon. And we won the game.
So a game of football and it's a win. So we take it. More of that, please.
We've got to win the first team event, haven't we? The very first men's game. That's the one we've got to win. And we'll be looking forward to that one in August, and hopefully we'll have a few new players as well. Make the squad a bit more exciting and move forward. But overall, a positive event for you?
Yeah, I'd say it was.
Yeah, good. Smile then. You went the game, you've been in the new stadium, we've won the match. It's all good. We didn't concede a goal. Did you? And I believe you tried an Everton donut, is that right?
I couldn't.
Oh,
they're all sold out at half time.
Oh, no.
That's something they need to improve on, definitely.
Oh, God. Was that what you were going for as well?
Yeah, I was going to get one of them. The sausage rolls were all right. I had one of them instead.
Did you? Did it burn your mouth off, or was it okay?
It was okay. They had some blue ketchup on it, so.
Blue ketchup?
Yeah, Everton themed ketchup.
I mean, look at, who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew? There you go. There you go. Big thanks to Harry there. If you were at the test event, let us know what your feelings were. Was it better than you thought? What were your first impressions of Everton's new stadium? If there's any pointers, any improvements or any suggestions you'd make, throw them in as well. Make sure you like, subscribe. See you later.